Guys, it is June 26th. It is officially summer. It is officially Cancer season. And hey, tomorrow is a full moon in Capricorn. So, lots of energies. Very emotional body energies. If you're unfamiliar with Cancer, I have kind of mentioned before in other videos, I'm on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer. So, for me, what that means is that pretty familiar with my emotional body, and I want to just discuss a little bit about the crab, because if anybody watches Moana, he'd rather be shiny, right? He would rather deflect his emotions than have anybody see up what's in this spot, what's in this heart space, and what we truly feel. And one of the things that Cancers do, and you may find yourself doing, and I strongly urge you to not, is to build up these shells and build up these walls around our heart and around ourselves, and to keep us. Just 1 minute. Okay, I am back. I'm not even sure where I was going there, but again, so one of the things that Cancers do is we like to protect our heart, like to protect our emotions. Crabs live in their shell. So I'm going to suggest, just for anybody watching, that try not to put too much armor on your heart, okay? With the Capricorn moon coming in, we may be called to try and find ways to bring the emotional body into a grounded place. So trying to, rather than shelling ourselves up and closing ourselves off, find a way to bring the emotional body into a grounded space, finding out where we stand in our own hearts, right? So before that's what I had to say about that. So I just want to quickly do a video looking at the energies for the next 2 weeks. So from 2 weeks, on what we can expect and how we can navigate the energies that we're currently in. Okay, so first I'm going to pull a past life oracle to look through any kind of karma that we may be experiencing or clearing at this time, working through, because karma is kind of like layers, right? So I feel it for me, you know, sometimes we have within our lives karma, and our lives are busy. So we don't have time all the time to deal with all these layering of things, and it's kind of like we have with the moons, right? But we have this graduation system. There is this thing, this needs to be worked through. Once we work through this, something else is going to come on a healing journey. So if you're healing and you're working through some of the stuff to find your authentic self, I just want to bring into this video as well that maybe some of the karma that you're clearing isn't always necessarily yours. It could be ancestral karma that has passed down through your DNA, because that is possible when our parents or grandparents have undergone a traumatic event such as war. That's one example, right, where we can see that trauma has gone down through cycles, but it's stuff that we hold within our DNA. And especially if you are on a path to find your authentic self, this energy is not authentic to you. It has to go, okay? So I'm going to call in Spirit. Spirit, please guide us to have the most accurate reading and the most far-reaching. So for anyone in this collective and anybody who's new, feel free to subscribe and like if this is something that you like. Let's take one message here today, Spirit. Ooh, there's a whole bunch. Okay, I'm going to put them back, sorry, because they flew out. So, one message today, Spirit, that this collective could have, and it's already hit, so just one moment. Okay. So, first off, I'm just going to say farm. For me, this is particularly important because I grew up on a farm, and that's where I find peace. But for some of you, farm life might be something that you are working through some of the karma on. Learn a lot on a farm. I'm going to get another clarifier here for the farm. I myself, in my garden, I call it my own little piece of farm because it has dirt from my farm, that I grew up on. It has plants from the farm. It currently has a lot of clover, which looks like a hayfield, and sometimes at nighttime, one of the things for me I used to like to do is just sit outside, listen to the wind. Nowhere is around you, right? You're in wide open spaces, and you're very aware of the life around you. It's hard work. It is rewarding work, but it's these things that within farm life, you have to work to be able to survive. If you don't feed the animals that you have, they die and you don't have a farm, but you don't have food. Becoming self-sufficient, self-sufficient, and being able to learn how to be frugal, to provide for ourselves, and to go with cycles of life and death, for me is something that farm life definitely taught me. I am thankful, you know, for being able to have been a farm kid. So one more, please, Spirit. Maybe some of you want to get a farm. Do it if you can afford it, because do it. One more, Spirit. For anyone watching this collective or watching this video, one more, Spirit, one more card. 2. Okay, well, what popped out here is phobias and mother healing. So you may be working through issues with your mother, or if this is ancestral karma, it could be grandmothers, great-grandmothers, and so on, issues with mothering. It could be around yourself as well, issues with your own mothering, issues in the way that you nurture yourself and others, as well with phobias, our fears and what we're worried about. And sometimes as well, like when we're discussing ancestral karma, these can be passed down, right? Fears and phobias that our parents or our grandparents have had on, and this could be ancestral on our mother's side, they may be things that we're working through right now. So that's that. And I want to also come in here with a psychic tarot oracle card or two, just to get an idea as well, to work through this stuff, what we can expect, or what would help us, right? What would help us to work through these karmic cycles. And this could be, again, more stuff that might not even be yours. So if you're feeling like you don't really know why these things are coming for you, just remember that if you are spiritually inclined, you're going to be a lot more aware that you're clearing this stuff. And just remember to do your daily practices and protecting yourself. So calling in Archangel Michael, taking a salt bath, smudging yourself, consciously being aware of the feelings that you have. Are they mine? Because if you are empathic at all, you may feel other people. I know I do. Especially if I'm around them, I can feel the energy coming into a conversation. There's information in how we feel. And maybe for me, being a Cancer, I use those feelings. Oh, there we go. So have patience. This is cupped out. Have patience with yourself and have patience with the people around you. Have patience with this process. Let's get one message, Spirit, to help us. So patience is definitely a help for the energy that you're going to have, because while we're purging out this energies and while we're dealing with some of this stuff, especially if it's mothering karma for yourself, it's not easy. Right? It's not going to be easy to navigate, regardless if it's whether your own mother or your own mothering, right? Or your own nurturing within yourselves. If you're a man, it's not just necessarily your own mother, but it could be. So let's go, Spirit. What's one other message that you have to help us? Wow, you really want to fly. It's too many. But okay, the one that did pop out here that wasn't too many is accelerated motion. So this may come in quick, this may happen quick. You know, the shooting star, if you're looking for it, you may see it, and you're going to be able to clear it a whole lot faster. Okay, and because there were so many, this deck really wants to speak. One more message, please, Spirit, for this collective to help anybody who's watching it move through these energies. Oh, thank you. Okay, so spending time in solitude as well. If you're all up in your emotional body and you're not finding ways to ground yourself, take some time alone and hang out in your shell, okay? Once in a while, there's nothing wrong with hanging out in your shell, because you and your own emotional body, you hold the secrets for what you need to do. Solitude brings wisdom, right? Solitude, solitude brings us wisdom. And the bottom of the deck here was firm foundation. Oh, sorry. So firm foundation. So a lot of times we need to come to terms with ourselves, with our own emotional bodies, with our needs, with our wants, with our own issues. And sometimes, especially for me, if I'm going through something, I don't need to be around anybody, because those are things that sometimes you just need to work out on your own. Right? So let's pick